Hey, we're in the district here in Tustin, California. We're talking about the Audi A6 TDI. As you can tell, the four rings stand out. It's a quattro, 240 horsepower, 428 pound-foot of torque or so. 20-inch rims, the bling is all there. Deep character line is typical with Audi. And if you notice, the mirrors are auto folded in. 20-inch, the Pirelli P0s are the sport models. The trunk is, it's only got a 14 cubic foot spec, but look how deep it is. So you can fit a lot more, as you've probably seen online, that which we've done. Very, very unique. It's sedate, yet there's enough there to say, yeah, I really like this car. But where it gets really nice is inside. Proximity key. Greeted to me. We'll boot it up. Beautiful ash type inlays. All nice leather. Plenty of controls. Automatic tilt telescopic wheel. Initializing navigation. Let me shut the fan off here. And what do we got here? Consumption. What I did here is I set cruise control at 67 miles an hour and used the adaptive cruise control to see what we could end up in. Turn the volume down a little bit. And we ended up at 51.1, which is actually about 49. And saying that, I just want to show you, average speed was 51. I think it was more like 54 as we were pulling into the district. It took about 5 minutes to get into here. 66 miles driven. And there's the short-term memory showing everything. This thing not only has 0 to 60 performance in 5.5 seconds, but you know, when I did the calibration run in the middle of the I-405 on the most hectic, guess you want to call it congested freeway in the nation, that being Los Angeles and the 405 to San Diego, and it pulled in at 59.1, which is 56.5 actual. To have that kind of performance and that kind of fuel economy together, it's just incredible. You know, and here it is. I just set cruise control, let the adaptive cruise do its thing. And as you can see, it's counting down as we're sitting here. But something amazing happens when you get into an Audi. This thing, it's on center feel. It's road holding capabilities. It's performance from 0 to 60, which of course I don't use. But you can tell you aren't even tipping in, and the thing's already moving to where you need to go. Set your cruise control and go for a 65 mile drive from San Diego towards LA, and you get 50 miles per gallon. This is a performance car. You know, I'm talking 20-inch P0s, Pirellis. This thing really romps, and yet it gets the fuel economy almost like Prius-like. It's pretty amazing. And then we have this, you know, beautiful display here. This Google Maps setup is really nice. When I talk about what's the negatives, well, first off, as you can tell, there's controls everywhere, and you do have to get used to everything, where everything's at, but that's only a matter of a few weeks. I guess the one major negative that we can all talk about is right here. There's no USB ports in this vehicle. Plenty of 12 volts all around, just no USB. Also, the cup holders are a little tight for a 12 ounce. You try to put a cup, you know, a coffee cup or coffee mug in there, that's a little tight. So I've got all kinds of cables and controls here. As you can see, the glove box is a little small. Doable, just a little small. Where we found another problem is with this rear seat buckle. If there's somebody sitting in the rear seat in the center, it's hard for the person in the outboard seating to get into that buckle. Okay. Rear seat room was okay, not all that great. But I also want to show you one other thing, because we did have a depth change. When we talk about what's needed in the new diesels, it's called depth. Here's where you add the AdBlue or the DEF, diesel exhaust fluid, instant emission control like fluid. To get to that, you can't spin that off. You have to pull a lug wrench or have a pliers with you. And I understand it makes sense to do that because you don't want people putting diesel in there, but it was a little bit of a trouble getting the, I'll just show you, to get the tire out. You got to pull up, which here's another cool thing. I thought that was cool. Under there, under the tire, you can see, maybe not, the lug wrench. But you got to go through that, and if your trunk is packed, it takes a while. Whereas if you just do it at the dealer like everybody else, I think you're fine. Anyways, that's a quick overview of the Audi A6 TDI. and that should settle things. This is my #1 uber luxury machine right now. A7 will be right there, but I'm more a sedan guy than a coupe guy. That'll do it. And from Tustin, California and the district, the Audi A6 2014 TDI. Performance, fuel economy, all in one.